Let me tell you something, kids. Losing is essential, right? Essential to life. One would even argue almost as essential as the Fresh Prince. Fez, you learn from it, you grow from it. You've lost. I've lost a lot. And I mean, you guys have heard the title, alright? You already know what story I'm about to tell right now. So let me take y'all back to 2015, my 8th grade year of track. We're gonna be dealing with this fucking guy. This cartoon character of Fruity Pebbles. Track started, we were about a month or two in, right? I don't really remember how the dates and stuff worked, alright? This computer, this is old, alright? I'm old now. Cross country that year went really well, you know? I wore a pink headband every day. That was iconic. I went through like 5 bottles of icy hot because that was the thing at the time. Ended up making it to state and stuff, you know? It was a good season, and then for track, you know, it was good too. I did wrestling a little bit in there in the winter. 5 and 10. Training was good for track, you know, it was going smoothly. Me and the team, we were bobbing, it was a good time. I was rapping a lot. I'm not kidding. I was running the mile and the 800, mostly mile, and thing was going well. I was getting some dubs, I was getting some good times in or whatever, but until this race, right, there was this me every year, and our coach would make it sacred, right? Like, this is the holy grail of meets. This is how he was portraying it to us. He would be like, this is the most elite track in the state. He would hype it up, and it was a huge meet. And to be fair, it was a pretty nice little facility they got going on, and it was a really fast meet, so I had to give it there. But he would hype this up, you know, it would be like, this meet is the Peoria meet, right? There'd be 2 people per event, 7th or 8th grade, you know, whatever, because you know how they'd split it up or whatever back then. Yeah, no. It would just be the 2 fastest from each event, and it was in the mile. It was me and this dude named Pajin. This is his real first name. His parents must hate him. It's on the birth certificate, all right? And this dude, I don't even think I knew really his existence. He was a 7th grader. I saw him a lot at practice and stuff. I knew he was in the mile, so I don't think we ever really had a conversation. But then we were running the mile or whatever, and I got to know him a little bit more. I didn't like this kid. I don't know. It was annoying to me. And so whatever. It's the day of the meet. It was a gorgeous day out on this elite track. All right. And the mile was coming up. You know, we were warming up or whatever. We were getting ready. We were in, I think there was 3 heats. We were in the 2nd one. I barely missed the 3rd heat. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna get this PR in. My memory's kind of off, but I believe prior to this, my PR was like 5:40. So I was like, you know what? If I can get like a 5-second PR, decent day. Because it's the Peoria invite, all right? Have I told y'all yet? It's the goddamn Peoria invite. You not feel the tension in the air. And so I'm spiking up or whatever, and then Pajin, and he's trying to, I get really focused, right? For my races and stuff. Sometimes I'm all, you know, joking around and stuff. Sometimes I'm really like, for real, like in a zone. And this was no different. I've been like that way ever since I started running, you know? I grew up with like Dragon Ball Z, right? I get hyped before the big events, all right? I'm sorry. And so Pajin kept trying to like small talk and stuff, you know what I mean? And he wouldn't stop talking, bro. He was just, and this is what really got me. He kept telling me, he was like, hey, it's a big day. Are you nervous? I'm nervous. Aren't you nervous? I'm so nervous. Aren't you nervous? And I was like, yo, bro, chill. He was a kid. I was a kid, you know? If someone did that to me now, I'm all right with it. I had no idea what was coming though. But whatever, we get on the line. It's time to go off for this race, right? And it goes off. The start of the mile. At the Peoria invite, all right? Have I told y'all yet? Everything was going good. I was feeling really good. I was leading pretty much the whole race, and I didn't hear anyone really near me. As soon as it started, I think I was kind of like out the gate. Like after the first lap, I was leading or whatever, and I couldn't hear anyone behind me pretty much until the end of the race, right? I don't know if this is like an Ex Machina moment. I don't know if this is like a full circle moment. I don't know if like whatever, right? But God is funny, guys. All of a sudden, that last, I think it was like 300 meters, 400 meters. I can't remember. I hear someone creeping up on me. I don't remember if it was steps or breathing or something. And all of a sudden, it got louder and louder and louder. And within like 5 seconds of me hearing it, boom. And then I look because he's like right next to me. And it's Pajin. First of all, my mind is in shock. I knew the kid could run fast or whatever, you know what I mean? So as soon as he comes next to me, I start kicking. Anything I had, I just started letting out. And he stuck onto me like glue. He was following with me, right? It comes down again to 300. He's still there. 200. He's still there. And now we're just full on sprinting. It's this last 200 meters and we're coming in hot or whatever. We are literally right next to each other. It comes down to the last 100. Again, we're going full sail. And a little bit of background. A little bit. I know this is like a weird time, right? In our junior high, our coach would have interesting method. He's honestly one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. However, he never really dabbled, I don't even know if that's the right word. He was never really that into the distance stuff. Like he would kind of just be like, oh guys, just like go jog or whatever. We would do like our warm-up stretches. We would do like dynamics. That would actually take a long time. He had a bunch of snaps in there. We would do a bunch of like arm work. Like he'd have us like sit down. Have us like sit down and like work out. He called it arm action, you know, because he's like, hey, if your arms are weak, you're weak. And then there was this other thing that was like essential if you were gonna run at our school. It was called the shoulder drop. Everyone knows the shoulder drop, right? But he would make us practice this whether you were a sprint or a distance or anything. The shoulder drop was essential. And he would always say, he would always tell us why this was so important to like master, because we would do it over and over and over again. Forwards, backwards, everything. He was like, if there's a scenario where you and someone else are right next to each other, you have to make sure that person does not win. And the only way to do that if you're neck and neck is to shoulder drop. He kept saying, it's like, if it's like, that's what it's gonna come down to by like that 0.01, that person's gonna win because of that shoulder drop. And I would always hear this. Of course, I knew it was important, but I'm like, what are the chances? See where I'm going with this, hopefully. We're coming down that last sprint, and all of a sudden, we're neck and neck. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. We were like right next to each other. I can't even describe it. I wasn't even thinking. I didn't shoulder drop, and he did. And he beat me. And when I saw that result page or whatever, and I found out afterwards, he beat me by literally not 1 second, not 0.1 second, by 0.02 seconds. That is how close we were next to each other. And he won because of the shoulder drop. Finished the race or whatever. And even though, like again, I was saying earlier, he was annoying me with small talk or whatever, I was like, hey man, great race, congratulations, all that stuff, you know what I mean? And then I was pretty upset afterwards. I had no idea what time it was. And so I'm like I grabbed my spikes or whatever, and I'm just walking away or whatever. And there was like this bit, like the bleachers were up top. Like it was high up, it was on the stands. And someone was yelling out, these two dudes, and they were like, itsDvon, and they were like, congrats man, you're in a 5:26, and that was like a 14-second PR. So I was like, oh damn, all right, I'm chill with that. My vibes immediately got picked up, even though I knew I lost by that whatever. I'm like, you know what, I PR, man. Great rest of the meet. We were all vibing and stuff. A little extra detail, there was this video going around because someone recorded the finish. That was just like a meme, bro, for the rest of the season. It was just a running joke, guys. I'm not even exaggerating, for years. Right now, like I was saying, at first, like there's a couple people in my life right now who I did not like at first, and this dude was one of them. You know what? Friends till this day. That's gonna be it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching. Pajin, the man himself. You got any words you want to say?
Dude, I think I forgot the fucking egg salad. I got the glitter on salad. Rich ass name. I think I fucking lost the egg salad at the mall. When I grow up.
For real though.
Maybe you see her.